Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. It's me, Gio, the leader of the rideshare revolution, the rideshare rockstar, and the captain of the 2K club, and the realest, funniest, handsomest, and the bearded-less driver on YouTube. And all right, last night was interesting. Last night was the busiest night I've seen in a very long time in Chicago. There was all kinds of surge, demand on both apps. It's good times to be had. Fun passengers. I got tipped with a gift card, which I'm going to see if this works later. And how many cigarettes? This person. I know you're not supposed to smoke in the car, but a passenger, I was a little stressed out yesterday, and a passenger gifted me all these cigarettes, and I'm like, you know what? I had one. It's amazing. Cigarettes will relieve stress. They really will. All right. So today we're going to talk about the flat surge and comparing the same trips with the flat surge with the multiplier. And I think you guys are going to be a little surprised at the results. And before I go forward with this video, because I know for a fact, I know my audience, I know you guys very well. Some of you are very fickle, and some of you only hear what you want to hear. That's why I'm going to start this video by saying, I do not like the flat surge. I personally wish we had the multiplier. Back when we had the multiplier, I knew exactly what I was gonna make on a ride, like within pennies before it was over. You know, I was doing the math in my head. With the flat surge, I'm a little surprised. Especially because on longer trips, you don't know if the flat surge is going to multiply or not, right? So that's why I'm saying, before you fucking idiots jump off the handle, which I know you will, because it's unavoidable, I do not approve of the flat surge. I prefer the multiplier, right? But I feel it is my responsibility to set the record straight, not to mislead my audience. And since I'm one of the only person that actually talks about making money driving, and you know, one of the only markets with Uber Pro, and one of the only markets, you know, one of the only full-timers that pulls down these kinds of numbers and posts his numbers on YouTube, I think it's important for you guys to really get to know, like, if the flat surge is coming to your market, or already is, it's really not it's not gonna hamper or kill your earnings as much as you guys think it will. That's all I'm saying. Another thing is, some of you, the conspiracy is that Uber is getting away with charging the passengers more by giving drivers less. I really don't think that's the case, and I'll show you why with proof. All right, so out of these trips you're gonna see here highlighted, the trip for 860, 540, 1125, and 5455 are all had a flat surge applied. The 495 trip at 12:05 a.m. did not, so that one we're not going to be looking at. Let's go to the first trip, shall we? There we go. So the first trip with the flat surge was $8.60. Now, I did not apply. All right, you'll see. On this trip, I did the exact same ride with the miles and minutes, but applied the multiplier to it. Because as far as I know, okay, from what I've seen, there was Uber Eats, there's an Uber Eats multiplier compared to a flat surge, and the flat surge was $8 and Uber Eats was $2, right? So that kind of, or it was 2x. That kind of let me know $8 is a 2x multiplier, right? And we me and my group chat kind of went over that for a while, and we kind of figured that's reasonable, right? And then one of my revolutionaries in Atlanta, Fred, how you doing, Fred? He posted a screenshot one night. It was like a soccer game or something in Atlanta, and the flat surge where he was in the middle of was $50. It's a $50 flat surge. And he told us that he was on an app called Surge Chaser, and the Surge Chaser said the multiplier was 5.2 or 5.3 maybe. So that let us know that, yeah, 8 times 5 is 45, right? Yeah. And no, that's not right, is it? 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. 48, yeah. It's 48. And with the $50 flat surge, so that's about 5 times. And in that kind of case, when you got a flat surge like that, even if someone, here's the thing, this is where the flat surge will really kick the shit out of the multiplier. Because if you got a huge flat surge, $20, $30, and let's say you picked up someone from a sporting event and their hotel is 10 minutes away, you just made a fucking killing on that flat surge. You would have made 3 times as much on the flat surge than you would with the multiplier. That's just a fact. All right, but now so now, since this ride, trip 1 was $8.60, $4.50 was the flat surge. I kind of rounded up because I know $4 is 1.5, so I just rounded up. I called it a 1.6. So 1.62 miles times the per mile rate, which is 648, times 1.6 equals $1.67. 6.82 minutes times the minute rate, 0.224, times the multiplier equals $2.44, plus 15 cents for the diamond reward and the base fare, and we get or whatever that is, the 143. It's applied every trip. It's $5.69. So on that first ride, the multiplier could not hold up to the flat surge. Same ride, same distance, whatever. But the multiplier just wouldn't hold up. So that's the first trip. Trip 2, $5.40, $1.50 flat surge applied. Again, I rounded up on the multiplier. 1.28 miles times the minute rate times the multiplier equals 99 cents. 6.89 minutes times the rate times the multiplier, $1.85, plus the diamond reward plus the base fare thing equals $4.41. So out of that trip, again, the multiplier did not stand up to the flat surge. And notice these were all short trips. That one was less than 2 miles. That one was less than 2 miles. Trip 3, $11.25, $3.25 flat surge. Oh yeah, and if you guys want, I got the screenshots of these rides too, just so you know. No, I'm not fucking. That's trip 1. That's trip 2. This is the current trip. Okay. Multiplier. 4.76 miles times the mile rate times the multiplier, which I applied to 1.4, equals $4.31. 14.62 minutes times the minute rate times the multiplier, $4.58, plus the diamond reward plus the base fare, $10.70. Again, on this trip, the multiplier did not stand up to the flat surge. Okay. And like I said, I am rounding up on some of these multipliers. I gotta hit the road soon because I gotta make some money. All right, this is my long trip I took last night. This one, I ended up in Joliet last night. That was yeah, these were the Joliet people from downtown Chicago. All right, trip number 4, 54, 55. We'll take a look at that one. All right, check that out. So this was an hour-long ride, and you see the surge was multiplied. This is where the flat surge the flat surge doesn't always multiply. You're kind of taking a risk sometimes. I don't know, personally at this point, I don't know when it gets multiplied and when it doesn't. Sometimes I've seen it get multiplied on 15-mile trips. I've seen it not get multiplied on 30-mile trips. For me, as a driver. So it's very inconsistent when it gets multiplied. So that's why, in that case, no, the flat surge is not good for long rides. If it was never multiplied, then the flat surge would be dog shit. It'd be fucking awful. But this one was multiplied, and I rounded up to about, so you guys can see there on the distance and time, it was about $41, 41 something. The surge was multiplied to about a 1.2, right? Between 1.2 and 1.3. I rounded up to a 1.3 multiplier. So 44.2 miles times the minute rate times multiplier, 37.23, 57.6 minutes times the minute rate times multiplier, 16.77, plus the diamond reward plus the base. And this is the only ride, the only rides I didn't take out the Aon insurance. On this one I did, right? Just because I thought, because I knew the other ones weren't going to compare anyway. So on this one I did. So on this one it's supposed to be $1.66. So on this one the flat surge was $54.55, and on the multiplier it would have been with the 1.3, which I'm pretty sure that would have been anyway. It would have been $54.98. And this is not typical of every single ride in Chicago. I'm not saying you're going to make more money on every ride with the flat surge. What I am saying is, if you, I think if your trips are less than 5 miles and you're getting decent flat surges, you're probably going to make more money with the flat surges than you would with the multiplier. Now, if you have a longer trip, for example, those of us who like doing our 4 a.m. O'Hare rides, right, from downtown. Do I sound sick to you guys? Those of us who like doing our longer, no traffic O'Hare rides, right? Let's say I get an O'Hare ride from downtown at 4 in the morning, and it's a $4 flat surge, and that takes me 20 minutes. If that ride doesn't get multiplied, then I'll only make like $22. If that ride was multiplied, then I would make like $27, $28. That's where the multiplier really does help with longer trips without traffic, or just lengthier trips in general. When you're doing shorter trips in a city like Chicago, the flat surge is kind of beneficial. And when you do pools now, the multiplier doesn't even compare, because if you get double-digit flat surges like $10 or $11, then the first pickup is $10 or $11. Each additional pickup is $9.50 or something. So on that one, like, pools are actually getting more and more rare in Chicago because drivers realize now that they're going to make way more money with the flat surge, which is fine. I'm happier doing pools now if the flat surge is applied. Before, on a base fare, pools are a fucking nightmare. But yeah, I just think I wanted to show you guys now that I have a better understanding of the flat surge and what the dollar amounts actually mean compared to the multiplier. I want to show you guys how they impact me driving. And for the fuck of it, let's take a look at my app. Let's see if it's surging right now. I meant to hit the road like 20 minutes ago, but hey, surge! Alrighty guys, with that in mind, I gotta hit the road. I got money to make. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. It's unavoidable, but everyone please stay safe out there, stay driven, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.